Rebound relationships. How to make a rebound relationship work. Hi guys, my name is Christine and today I'm talking about rebound relationships and how to make a rebound relationship work. So making a rebound relationship work can be a really difficult thing because most of them actually do end up in failure. They don't usually end up being long-term relationships. And if they do end up being long-term relationships, they aren't usually very healthy ones, unfortunately. I go into a lot more detail in this video on why rebound relationships fail. So I highly recommend that you go and watch that video as well. But basically, the reason why a lot of rebound relationships fail is because when you go straight from one relationship to another, you haven't fully healed from the previous relationship. And because you haven't, fully healed from the previous relationship, any toxic behaviors, any old kind of bad habits, then get, put into this new relationship, right? And often people get into rebound relationships for the wrong reasons as well. So, you may get into a rebound relationship to get back at your ex. So from the start, if you have that kind of mindset that you're trying to do this to make your ex jealous, it's going to, it's basically, straight off on the wrong foot, not going to help anybody. And then basically your whole relationship then with this new person that you're in a rebound relationship with has all been built on a lie, because you didn't get into that relationship because you wanted to be with them. You got into that relationship because you wanted to get back at your ex, which, is going to play on your mind a lot. However, there are some things that you can do to make them work. And this is especially important for those people who are the person that's on the rebound, right? So if you are the person that is on the rebound and you've entered a new relationship with someone who, hasn't been who isn't in a rebound relationship, there's a lot more that you can do, because it's so much easier to change ourselves and it's a lot more difficult to change other people. So if you're the one that's in the rebound, right, if you're the one that's just gone from one relationship to another, there are a few things that you can do to try and heal while you're in this new relationship. So first of all, you kind of need to communicate with your new partner that, listen, I recently just came out of a relationship, so my emotions are going to be a bit high. I may make a few mistakes. I'm just letting you know that I'm still healing from that past relationship. But I do really, really like you. Because sometimes that can happen. You can, go from one relationship to another because you do actually find someone that you really, 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 really like. And you want to make it work with that person. So you kind of need to be honest with them and let them know that your emotions, you still haven't quite got over those bad habits that you may have been doing in your past relationship. And basically just to let them know and to let them be aware that you're probably going to have to take some time to fully, digest that old relationship and to heal from it. But usually if you are honest and you say something like that, that person will be okay with it, and they'll understand. So you need to heal from these kind of bad behaviors, maybe these old thought patterns from your previous relationship to make it work. So you kind of need to question your actions, especially if you find yourself going into old patterns that you did when you was in your previous relationship. So here are some good questions that you can ask yourself when you feel like these things are starting to happen and you're getting a bit highly emotional. So one of those is did I do this in my past relationship? So this could be like some kind of behavior. So perhaps you used to be a bit passive aggressive towards your ex. So when you're in that previous relationship, perhaps you gave them the silent treatment instead of working things out. So if your ex did something that was upsetting to you, you may have just closed off and not expressed yourself. So you need to ask yourself that question. You need to ask, did I do this in my past relationship? When you start doing something that, you feel isn't right, if you feel like you're getting highly emotional, so just start asking yourself that question. Did I do this in my previous relationship? And if the answer is yes, then you need to change your approach, because obviously that person is your ex. That relationship didn't work. So you can't make a new relationship work with the same patterns of an old relationship. So another question you can ask yourself is, did I react this way in my past relationship? So reacting is also something that happens, when you're in a relationship, your partner does something and you react a certain way. So, if your partner does something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and you're about to do something, just try and catch yourself and ask yourself, did I react this way in my previous relationship? So let's say something like your partner doesn't message you back. Now, if your partner doesn't message you back, this new relationship, and you're about to react with, why aren't you messaging me? Or you might react badly later when they come home from work. That's a bad pattern. Like, let's say in your old relationship, your ex used to do that on purpose. Your ex used to purposely not message you back to make you upset, basically. Don't think that your new partner is going to be doing the same thing. So just because they haven't messaged you back doesn't mean that they've stopped caring about you, doesn't mean that they're playing mind games with you. It might just mean that they're busy and they're working on something right now. They might be having a conversation with someone and they can't answer their phone. So that's another good question to ask yourself. Did I react this way in my past relationship? And if the answer is yes, try and just hold off a little bit and basically react later on once you've had time to actually really think about it. Don't just go from that instant response that you want to do. Don't do the instant reaction. Just kind of catch yourself a little bit and start questioning what you're about to do and the way you're about to react. So another good question to ask yourself is, am I treating them like my ex? So basically, if you start to notice that you are doing the same things that you did to your ex in this new relationship, then you are treating them like your ex. Now, of course, there might be some things that kind of just go through. Obviously, you want to be nice to them. So obviously, if you're nice to your ex, then obviously you're going to be nice to your new partner. But we're talking more about like the negative things that you were doing in that past relationship, or the negative ways that you would react to things, so you can fully heal from that previous relationship. So you need to ask yourself this: am I treating them like my ex? Am I behaving in the same way that I did with my ex? Another question to ask yourself, and I think this is a good question to ask yourself whenever you have any kind of negative emotion, any kind of like thing that's kind of stewing around in your head that you don't really like, and that is, what else could this mean? I use this question quite a lot for different areas of my life. So asking yourself that can really help you make the situation less intense, whatever situation you might be in. So just to kind of take this question out of context a little bit, let's say you have an argument with your boss, right? Ask yourself, what else could this mean? And think of other things of why this person might be arguing with you, right? If your boss is arguing with you, it could be that they had a bad day. Perhaps they didn't have enough sleep. Perhaps they're hungry. It could mean that they're having an argument with someone else. Like perhaps their relationship isn't going well. Perhaps they're worried about their finances. Perhaps they're worried. There's loads of endless possibilities of what else this could mean. It might not necessarily mean that first knee-jerk reaction that you're thinking it could mean. It might not necessarily mean the fact that you're going to get fired, or another fear that you might have, you're going to get demoted or something. Like, you don't have to go from those first knee-jerk reactions. Just ask yourself, what else could this mean? And it's the same when you are in a relationship. If something happens and you have an argument, you have a disagreement, or something's not happening that you think should happen, ask, what else could this mean? And it's taking that time to reflect and think of all the other possible scenarios that it could be, right? And then what that does is it makes the situation less intense, because you don't go from that knee-jerk reaction. You don't go to that first instinct of, I'm getting fired, or the relationship's on its way out, we're ending, it's going to be over soon. And if that's the kind of thing is your first knee-jerk reaction, it's important to realize, what else could this mean? It could be simply like, if you have an argument with your new partner, do I need to communicate my feelings more? Perhaps I'm not being very clear, or perhaps I'm not listening enough. Perhaps I need to, ask them, what's going on, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. So being able to ask yourself, what else could this mean, is really, really powerful, especially to stop you from doing those first knee-jerk reactions. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a rebound relationship work. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. On the shop page of their website, there is a free PDF download, which is a dating and relationships manual. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.